Well, I'm satisfied I managed to get myself kicked again. And really isn't that the important thing.
And welcome back to this.
This. On the
This.
predictable side, there was Jap and Shorty. My family name Kazami got abbreviated to KZ as well. However, among my numerous nicknames, the only one that stuck in my head through basic training was Gar. Short for garbage eater.
Aren't kids nice?
It's not that I had a reputation for dumpster diving. It was a reference to my tolerance for shitty food. As to how I earned it, the story is very simple. The KP made up a slop up unfit for pigs. I ate it without grimacing. Freeze-dried scrambled eggs, pork and beans made from scraps of ham, bread with peanut butter, and ridiculously stringy mystery meat with staples. Were the staples.
Bread with peanut butter is pretty good, though.
Nothing wrong with bread with peanut butter.
Fucking, it's like you have to like eat it for like 10 years.
Now, if you drink milk with it,
God, that actually sounds really good.
right?
Every one of them had a weird chemical aftertaste, and they were all disgusting. Rumor had it the secret sauce was gasoline. Gotta fuel their employees somehow. As for the chocolate cake was for dessert, it was more commonly and accurately described as a desert. Ha. Ha. Ha.
Fucking geniuses, aren't they?
The
Your
cake
comic wit.
knows no bounds. The cake was legendary for being inedible. No matter how starved you were, it would end up stuck in your throat as a dry lump, but I ate it, and all the rest without complaining. Probably because I was living rough from a young age. I'd never been what you'd call a picky eater. To put it simply, as long as my belly was full and my body was getting what it needed, the taste wasn't a concern.
Because you're a boring, boring person.
Even those 3 torturous meals a day didn't inspire a serious complaint from me. But the people around me just thought I was some sort of freak. After a while, my nickname became Garbage Eater. Then eventually just Gar. Hey Gar, just look how just how shitty a cook was your mom. I had a set response to this one. My mom didn't cook much. She was too busy screwing your dad's brains out. That's supposed to be an insult?
That's still more of an insult onto your mom.
Yeah, basically calling your mom a slut. As far as my jokes, though, I thought it was kind of witty. Well, you were wrong. But that line didn't really get many laughs. I guess my delivery was a bit too stony.
It probably was as well, but that's not the only problem with it.
Well then, what should I do for dinner? I don't particularly feel the desire to eat, but if I don't take meals on at 3 regular times a day, it throws off your body's clock and leaves you more susceptible to fatigue. To tell the truth, I view meals as nothing more than an element of maintaining my physical condition. As long as I'm getting sufficient nourishment, I'm not that caught up in when or what I eat.
Does he just not understand the concept of fun or happiness?
It is a foreign concept to him. Both of them. When I spend any effort considering things like that, all I end up thinking about is how much of a pain in the ass it's going to be to make something. And eventually, the act of eating itself starts to feel like a nuisance. My normal pattern is just to throw something together from a supply of canned and dried food. Are you a fucking robot? Yuji. Alex, you are on money.
Yuji-kun, you around? Huh? You were here after all.
Well, this is my room. Amani barges in like she owns the place. No longer even bothering to knock, but I'm already getting used to it, I guess. Probably because I've experienced a lot of emergency summons. If I didn't get that... If I didn't get... It didn't get me... Yeah.
There you go.
I told you to come to my room at 7 for dinner, you know? Why didn't you show up? You kept mocking at me waiting for in front of the food.
As she speaks, I notice Amade is holding a plate piled with crab legs in her hands.
Didn't I say you should come help us eat the crabs I got from home?
I'll show you the crabs I got from. Wait.
I do recall such an event. I also recall responding if I'm in the mood. Not that I'd definitely be there. But just as I said that, Makina should go ahead and eat if I didn't show up on time.
What, do you hate crab or something?
Who hates
No, he
crab?
hates you.
Oh, not really.
I know, it's too much of a pain to peel off the shell, right? Makina says the same thing, not that she won't gobble them down if I do it for her.
Of course. Oh wait, this.
Wrong. You fucking swine.
Of course, after I cracked it all open for her, she started yelling about her new invention, the crab croissant, and wrapping it in pieces of bread.
It's genius. She'll
The
make
crab,
millions.
the crab son.
We must patent this before it's too late.
The girl just doesn't understand the value of things. After all, she finishes by telling me fish paste's yummier. So rude.
Fish paste. Probably just means that Makina places more importance on how easy it is to eat. Honestly, I think I'd go for crab paste over crab myself.
What the heck? You children disappoint me. There's lots of boys and girls in the world who can't even eat if they want to, you know?
You really gonna pull that card, Amade?
There are starving children in South America.
You probably. That's certainly true.
If you understand, then stop complaining and eat up. I'll peel it for you.
Look, I wasn't really complaining. I could take care of the shell on my own.
In the first place, just what were you going to eat if I didn't show up?
Some piece of shit meal.
You cooked some rice? How long ago? It's all stiff.
I'll show you what's all stiff.
Hey, hands off! Amade's wandered into my kitchen and is examining things as she pleases. After confirming the contents of my mess kit cooker, she opens the door to my refrigerator and starts taking stock of my supplies.
Half-empty canned food, fish sticks with mayonnaise, lettuce, and spinach. What's this thing? Canned pickled radish?
Canned pickled radish.
Where the heck did you even buy this? More importantly, how long has it been open?
I opened it at lunch. Get off my back. Why is it that this feels strangely embarrassing? It's not like I have anything troublesome in my fridge. In the first place, where did she get off calling canned radish this thing? It's well known among canned food connoisseurs as almost decent and pretty much edible.
Ooh, Mr. Fancy over here with this edible food.
Canned food connoisseurs.
I swear to fucking God.
Is this woman looking down on the brave men and women who have gained courage from canned food throughout the years?
I know I am.
As I silently burn the righteous indignation, Amane brazenly starts running tap water into my rice cooker. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
The rice is all hard, so I'm giving it some moisture.
I'll show you something hard you can give moisture to.
I don't care if it's hard. Probably because I'm used to eating canned stuff that comes out arid and stiff as a wax candle. I'm pretty tolerant of tough food.
You are the saddest person ever. I just can't help but keep mentioning that.
Eggs. You only got 2. Mind if I use them both?
I don't care, but what are you planning?
To make you a less sad individual.
I'm gonna make you crab fried
No,
rice. You
maybe-
just sit there and be patient.
Maybe get a bit of joy out of life, Yuji. Enjoy the simpler things. Not analyze everything like it's a fucking equation.
He's the kind of person who would try and smile but not be able to do a good job.
You know that scene in Terminator 2 when the fucking T-800 tries to smile? Yeah, I'm sure it looks like that when Yuji tries to smile.
It's pretty perfect.
Well, I suppose pretty much anyone can handle fried rice, especially for a woman. Them women folk, all they can do is cook.
That's it. Just leave. Just stay in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant. What the fuck, Yuji?
God damn it. A somewhat prejudiced assumption is that you'll have a basic skill like that. Fact is, out of all women I've met so far, the only one who couldn't make edible fried rice was my master. Alex, stop now. Alex.
You warned him.
I tried to warn you. Still, I can't quite hide a certain anxiety. Not that Amane is paying any attention, humming to herself as she cracks open the eggs. After shaking the salt and pepper onto the egg, she mixes in lightly rinsed rice. Then adds a bit of crab meat. They only have only about half of what she brought, and finely chopped radish. She heats a frying pan coated with some mayonnaise rather than oil. Adds lettuce and spinach she plundered from my fridge, and throws a rice mixture according to her own timing. Sticking the back of her ladle into the mix, she vigorously clatters it around the frying pan, messily stir-frying the food. When Amane decides it's done, she uses the bowl as a mold to form the fried rice into a perfect hemisphere, then tosses it onto the plate. This wouldn't look out of place in a Chinese restaurant.
And the finishing touch?
Dressing the leftover crab meat with mustard and mayo, she drops it with a thud on the top of a heap of fried rice and on the plate, yeah. Don't do it again, Alex.
Okay, sorry to keep you waiting.
Okay, he stopped. Oh, what? He had already stopped.
I just need to prove my
Stop
point.
that time. Shit, man.
He said he needed to prove his point.
I need to assert my dominance over you.
Fine. If I'm gonna get kicked for it, I'm gonna go through with it.
Waiting.
So, it hasn't even been 10 minutes since Amane started cooking. The imposing pile of steaming fried rice on my plate looks pretty damn impressive for something cobbled together out of leftovers in such a short time.
By the way, don't you have a bigger table or something? You don't seem to have many plates either. Should I bring a few next time?
Not necessary. I've got what I need. The table is a small coffee table. The table is a small coffee table for one that Sachi dragged out of the storeroom of the stopgap measure.
What the fuck?
And the frying pan is, and the frying pan and what tableware I have are things I picked out carelessly at a local 100 yen and hardware stores. But since I'm living alone, it's all perfectly adequate. No point in getting more dishes when I'm only eating off one.
He's like when they find that guy who hangs himself at Christmas and it's the divorced dude with one spoon, one fork, one knife, and one plate.
That's still not more depressing than anything else Yuji does.
That's exactly my point, is he's exactly as cheery as that guy.
True. I guess you don't seem to be backed up on the dishes, at least.
Noticing something as she speaks, Amani returns to the kitchen and starts to rustle through a plastic bag in the corner.
Is this garbage? Can I throw it out?
Yeah. I've been throwing my empty oolong tea bottles in that bag, and before I knew it, I had something of a pile. But I was uncertain about the timing to throw them out.
Tomorrow's recycling day, so I'll take it out with mine.
Oh, and you'll collect my $1 in refund, huh, bitch?
With well-practiced movements, as she peels off the labels and removes the caps and skillfully cuts off the plastic ring with the tips of a kitchen knife. Finally, she lightly rinses the bottles themselves with tap water.
It's one of those anal retentive places that makes you do all that shit.
Judging from the smooth motion of her hands, she's repeated this often enough to gain a mastery of an assembly line worker. Clearly, she's something of an eco-friendly woman.
Okay, I'm going back to my room. When you're done, make sure you soak the plate in the sink, okay? We'll come wash it later.
No, I could take care of that much myself. Sorry for the hassle.
Not a problem. I need to show off my talents in this department or you'll get the idea I'm just a horny big sister.
Role players.
Horny big sister role player. Is this a common
Can
fetish
you
in Japan?
stop that? Can you just go one or the other? God damn it, that's the second time this session you've made me break character.
And it's once again from fucking roleplay nonsense. With a quick goodbye, Hamada heads out of the room, not waiting for my impressions of the crab fried rice. I had the idea that a busybody woman like her would be more likely to hang over my shoulder, pestering me for compliments, but she just popped in all of a sudden, cooked for me in a flash, and left just as quickly. It might be the influence of dealing with a whimsical machina all the time. Let's eat. Unfortunately, I don't have a Chinese spoon in the room, so I guess I'll have to make do with standard Western variety. I jam my spoon into the mountain of steaming fried rice quickly and quickly throw it into my mouth. Not bad at all. Even someone as disinterested in food as me can tell when something tastes good. The salt seasoning feels a bit thin, but it's probably how it should be when you're thinking of a healthy sodium intake. Although it would be insulting to compare this to the crap my master made. It's also different from the stuff you'd get at a high-priced Chinese restaurant. It tastes like standard fried rice.
That's because she made it out of the standard pre-suicide kit you kept in your fucking fridge.
What's with this flavor? When I was living alone with my mother as a child, I remember eating fried rice that tasted like this. After finishing her day job, my mother would make me dinner before her night shift started. In the last week of the month before her paychecks came in, it would often be a pretty plain meal of fried rice. When all she put on the table was fried rice with a bit of pink fish paste added, she would apologize as I ate. I'm sorry, this is all we've got. Unlike the fried rice Amani just made, there was never anything extravagant like crab thrown in, and Amani's cooking skills seemed to be better as well. So why did they taste similar? Where's the slight melancholy coming from?
Error, feeling.
Emotions developing, resetting.
Needs to have his memory wiped.
Well, it doesn't matter as long as it tastes good. When I was a kid, anything I ate tasted good. And we're out of time. Kevin, good luck finding an ending point.
He's probably gonna cut it just before he goes into this monologue, so like one line ago.
Yeah, probably.
At least that's where he should cut it.
Now he's gonna cut it in some completely back-asswards place.
Either way, this is where I'm gonna end up calling it for the day.
A back-asswards place?
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you never heard that?
Never heard
No,
the word back-asswards?
No.
It's a common phrase.
I don't... Back ass. No.
You just
Like
throw the
ass
word ass in
backwards,
between the
but-
word backwards.
It's like ass backwards, but you know,
You throw ass in
backwards.
between.
but ass backwards.
Yeah.
But back.
Dude, are you fucking serious, Mundell?
I've never heard of that phrase before.
Kevin, you should just leave all this in.
I swear to fucking God, Mundell.